GTII closed at $2.49 is a devastating blow to short sellers. The company dropped positive news today, and we'll talk about that in a moment. We smashed the top of this trend line here, as we can see, 1, 2, 3, and if I zoom in here, a fourth test, finally breaking out above, smashing it, not only rising volume, but back-to-back daily all-time high candles. So today in the company history has never traded more than 8.7 million shares. Absolutely incredible. The weekly chart looks even more devastating. Same thing, back-to-back. It smashed the weekly volume, previously 10.8 million, and today we see 15.7 million in 2 days. Absolutely crushing the past 5 days of trading in only Monday and Tuesday. So there's going to be a lot more to come. I think once we break this wall down at 275, the next target is going to be right at 295, and then it's going to be some fun after 350. So a few more hurdles to get over, but looking absolutely incredible. Ton of buying power coming in. Retail is going crazy. Big names are talking about this all over social media. I know Reddit's hyped, Twitter's hyped, and also I believe institutions have to be talking about this. There's no way it's not popping up on people's radar, this volatility indicators and signals. I just want to point out that clown bozo talking negatively about the stock. I mean, just absolutely ridiculous, saying it's bearish momentum, sell the stock, short the stock. I mean, come on, what a clown. It goes to show that they're proving the haters wrong time after time. The company said here they're going to drop the warrant price from $2.75 to $2. I just want to inform you, this is only for people that have been holding over a year. These are the OGs. So big round of applause to the OG guys that have been accumulating. Those are the real whales in the stock. 2+ years of holding it, believing in it, buying the stock at above market value. So kudos to them. They are now going to exercise those warrants. It's going to provide a nice amount of liquidity to the company. It's going to give them some free cash. So say they make a couple $100,000 or a couple $1,000,000, they're going to have that money and they could do whatever they want with it. And what we know about the warrants is that they have to be delivered, right? They are guaranteed. So it's going to go to the transfer agent, and one way or another, the brokers are going to have to provide them, okay? And we're not talking about IOUs. We're not talking about retail accounts. We're talking about serious stock settlement with actual physically located and back shares with cuspid or CUSPID numbers. That is serious. That is important and a key factor here. How else can you do that? Well, if executives or the company buys back stock, like a CEO, for example, well, that has to be guaranteed. So that's really, really important. We hope that there is going to cause controversy between the brokers because they know they're not going to be able to deliver the shares. And then what's going to happen is they're going to fight amongst each other to see who owns what. And it's going to be a really, really fun time. But for the new guys, they might be saying, well, what about us? We just bought the stock a day ago or an hour ago, a week ago. Well, they're offering a new warrant at 350. That is the talk in the future. So hopefully we can get that. I think it will be incredible if we can. And the company's been updating us. They've been incredible. Like I said, I have never seen a company work the way they do. It is just mind-blowing that someone is fighting back. They're sticking up for their shareholders. They're fighting for their company's survival. OTC lawyers, they have a ton of weight on their plate. They got Gibson Dunn protecting these guys from multiple different lawsuits, RICO charges, unregistered toxic lending. And this has, again, nothing to do with GTII. So it's just these compounding factors on top of the Kramer brothers. Another 8 million shares just went live in terms of short shares after this warrant was hit. That is why when people sit there and say, well, there's no wall at 275, sure there is. We see right here, it gets knocked right down all the way back since April. Okay, and even what we saw once knocked down, twice knocked down, 3 times resistance, 4, 5. They don't want it going over 275 because they know it's going to be jet fuel. But now the company said, too bad, we're going to jump ahead of that. We're going to mark it right down to 2. So now those 8 million shares go short. They have to cover them. Over 4.6 million last week between Wednesday and Friday. It was over 4 million yesterday. And taking a look at the data, we saw a massive 4.7 million shares. This is FINRA data today. I mean, it is just insane how much these guys keep doubling down. They are digging their own grave. This is going to be a catastrophic event for them. And there's very possible that they're just going to walk away from this play because there's no way they're going to be able to afford it. They're going to blow up everything, bankrupt the prime broker if this gets out of hand. And it looks like we're on the verge of it getting out of hand. So a lot of you people want to ask, well, what are these big orders that come in at the end? What is these trades that go below market value? Is that the current price? No, it's not. Is it going to be the opening price? No, it's not. What it is a cross trade, and essentially there is incentive for playing GTII stock. So, for example, you look on the level twos, you see Puma, CSTI, GSTM, Paul, whatever, Vert, doesn't matter. What the Kramers are going to do is they're going to call them up and they're going to tell them, hey, sell the stock short at 240 or whatever. What is this number here? 224. So sell the stock short at 234. We're going to buy it back from you for 224. So you're going to make 10 cents a stock or whatever their agreement is, X amount of money per X amount of shares, or whatever the deal they negotiate. And what they do is they have them sell the stock short. Now, if you look back in the past few months, what I've been analyzing in the company is how long these short positions are open, or really the open interest here. And they used to be days or even weeks, because throughout the week, you see here, look, they just hammer it every day, just completely rock the stock. This was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 weeks straight, nearly 3 months straight of just red candles. Same thing here, obliterating the stock. So they've had so much short volume and short interest here that now what we're going to see is these people or their little buddies helping them, they no longer want to have this risk on their table anymore. So we look back on Friday, Monday, and Tuesday. Friday, we saw a 700,000 order cross at the end of the day. And what that's telling me is now the market maker did not want to hold that short position over the weekend. And he was smart because the stock closed at $1 and it opened at 130. So it opened on Monday at 130. That was 30% up. And then the same thing happened on Monday. We saw that similar 700,000 order cross below market value, and it brought, the share price down for a minute. People thought, oh my God, is that the close? Is that going to be the opening price? No, that's just them crossing it, or essentially making their position go flat. So whatever it is, whether it's their risk management team, it's their boss, it's whatever that's telling them, hey, you got to call these guys up and they need to make sure they close your position out. Okay. And they're smart because, again, the stock closed at 176 and opened at 206. So it continues to mark up. And what they were previously doing is just holding it overnight, right? Hitting it down 1, 2, 3, 4 days cover, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days cover. Now it's more like 1, 2 hours cover. And it's much more intraday. And that is really, really important. You have to understand that is instead of holding it here, they're getting out here and trying to short the top. They're getting out here, trying to short the top, getting out here, and then they're making sure that they're taking that risk off the table. So this hurts the Kramers because now they have to keep paying the money. They have to keep these positions open. And now as the day starts, more buyers are going to come in and they're going to have to reshort the top. It's going to be more costly. The cost to carry goes up, right? An additional 8 million shares, back-to-back 4 million days of short volume, over 50%. These guys are digging their own grave. I can't make it any more clear. So don't panic when you see those orders, when you see the trades going after the bell. That's because market makers and the brokers, they have special exemptions that they're allowed to cross trades and sell back and forth to one another. That's just how the game goes. But when people ask me about my price targets, where could it go? What do I think? This is the big boys club. This is no more hand-holding games, all right? I'm not here to spoon feed you. I'm not here to play AMC 2.0. I'm here to get you guys some wins. So there's been a lot of people lately that's been DMing me and asking me, what's my price? What's my price? I talked about that in the previous video below. It's called Opportunity of a Lifetime. If you want to check it out, I talk all about it and what I think is realistic. Okay. If you want to see other ones where I compare the short squeezes, you can search Why Not Us. It's the blue one with the Kramer's face on it. Okay. That's the thumbnail. I talk about it in the description. I talk about multiple short squeezes if you want to compare the two. Okay. But I cannot hold your hand for you. It could be a $10 or $20 stock. It could be a $200-$300 stock. It could be a $2,000-$3,000 stock, right? Or it could only be a $2 or $3 stock. I don't know. But I'm very optimistic of it. I'm holding. I'm not selling right now. I didn't buy to make a couple pennies. I'm here and I'm loving it right now. Last thing, a lot of people are also messaging me that they're making a ton of money here, that they're up 200-300%, up over 100% in multiple accounts, that they made all their money they lost back on AMC, or their accounts are neutral, or now they're back to green. So it really puts a huge smile on my face that a few people messaged me and said, hey, they were able to pay some bills off, that, they gave their family some breathing room, that it really, really helped them and their kids. So, it really puts a huge smile on my face. This is why I do it. I don't do it for any other reason. The views are great, but really I want to come together. I want to build relationships with people and have a great community and a supportive one around me. So that's really important. We're bringing people up. Everyone eats around me. That's my mentality on there. I want to see everyone, succeed, and everyone, bring everybody up around me. So that's my vibe. That's what I'm feeling with GTII. No price targets, no dates, no expectations. You got to figure that out yourself. I gave you so many videos with a lot of examples. So, I put a lot of effort into this. So do your own part. Don't ask me the same, amateur questions here if you want me to be serious and give you a serious response. So love you guys for the support as always. Drop a comment and like if you're able to. I really appreciate it. And as always, we'll see you in the next one.